Disturbing video of a huge Al-Qaeda meeting seen first here on CNN. It's also drawing more attention to an extraordinary terror trial in New York City. Our national correspondent Deborah Farrick is there.
Abu Hamza al-Masri's one-eyed, hook-handed appearance is distinctive. His hate-filled, anti-Western rhetoric combative.
The collapse of the two towers, nothing but a pure demolition.
And his trial in New York may prove to be explosive. Nicknamed the Hook, al-Masri once led London's Finsbury Mosque, preaching to the likes of failed shoe bomber Richard Reed and convicted 9/11 terrorist Zacarias Moussaoui.
At the time, London was referred to half-jokingly as Londonistan, and he was one of the more prominent figures. It's hard to forget him. He looks like a James Bond villain with a hook in place of a hand.
When the mosque became more moderate, al-Masri was kicked out, taking his fiery sermons to the streets.
The fact that he literally had given parts of his body to the holy war, and I think for the younger men that sort of flocked to his sermons, he was the real deal, in their view.
The real deal, now charged with 11 counts of terrorism, some before 9/11. Among them, a 1998 conspiracy to kidnap U.S. tourists in Yemen. 16 were taken hostage and later used as human shields during the rescue. 4 were killed. Mary Quinn, an adventure traveler and former Xerox executive, told CNN how she escaped.
We were pulling at the gun and each screaming at the other. And then I just first tried to kick him, and then I put my foot down on his head, and it gave me enough leverage to get the gun out of his arms and make a run for it.
Court documents say during the incident, al-Masri talked to the kidnappers on a satellite phone he gave them. Quinn later wrote a book about the kidnapping. In it, she describes how she confronted the cleric in London, allegedly getting him to admit his role in the attack.
If she is indeed a witness, she'll be a very effective one.
Al-Masri has pleaded not guilty and may himself end up on the witness stand. He says he wants to testify in his own defense.
They also might welcome the opportunity to cross-examine him, because there's obviously a lot of material out there to impeach him and impeach his credibility and paint him to be exactly what they say he is.
And Abu Hamza has been very involved in his case. He wanted to give the opening statement. The judge said no. He is expected to testify in his own defense, his lawyer acknowledging that today. Also on the stand, a former colleague of the failed shoe bomber, Richard Reed. Wolf.
Deborah Farrick, thanks very much. We'll take a quick break. Much more news coming up.